this is my research update number 2. So first I went to Google and I typed in prevention of head injuries in football, and from there I came up with 3 sites that I really wanted to use. And so the first one I'll go to, so it makes it less confusing, would be the sportsconcussions.org, and that is this site right here. And it's a site that's all about concussions. You have the symptoms and recovery, you have when it's safe to return to play, you have even state laws about concussions and prevention, and then you also have, under research, you have prevention. So my topic is prevention. I went there, and the first thing is, can concussions be prevented? And the thing is they can't be fully 100% prevented, but there's ways that can help in prevention and can make the impact of a hit or less, and the chances of a concussion less. So one of the ways is the equipment, and so you can hit the learn more, and it goes into a whole big paragraph about the equipment and proper fit and all that stuff, and then also playing techniques, and that's a big one too, so making sure that hits are legal and that you're not going leading with your head, stuff like that for football. And then, so that was my first. Up here I have the 2 other ones, and so preventing brain injuries in high school athletes is also really important. And so it's a site that's used mostly for, it seems like, for parents so they can be educated about it, but in there it also talks about taking, head injuries really seriously and how it can affect a student. And it also has 2 professionals, a doctor, and then this other person who is really dedicated to head injuries, and that's this Chris person from Sports Legacy Institute. So I read it and I saw, oh cool, he's mentioned here a couple times, and then I went to the other article, the other site, so from this one, and it came up with this New York Times sports, and it was about reducing it in youth football, and all about how they're reducing the number of practices to make sure that the kids aren't getting hit as much, which will bring down the chances of them having a head injury. And it came up with 2 of the same exact experts from the preventing head injuries in high school. And so you have the one up there, and then you have Chris again down here. Annalisafig, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but that's him. And I clicked on the Sports Legacy Institute, which led me to this site here. And from this site, I found his biography, and it talks about how he used to be a football player and a wrestler, and he had to retire because of his concussions. And so it really shows he has a first-hand experience of having to deal with concussions because he didn't prevent it. Well, yeah, it talks about all that, and then he also wrote a book about it and awareness and making sure that people know about the impact of concussions and how serious they are, which it has to do a lot with prevention, of knowing that this is a serious matter. And so from there I clicked on his book, or clicked on that site, which led me to his website, his personal website, which led me to find his book, which is The Game's the Book. And right here it talks a little bit more about the book. This is it. And so I'm planning on going to the library to try to see if I can find it just to rent it. If not, I'll be using my Kindle and we'll download it so I can read it. So I went to there. Then I also went back to Google and I typed in concussions and head injuries in football. And it led me to this other New York Times sports article, and it talks about what a concussion is, the studies that are happening, especially in NFL players, that there's even a congressional hearing about concussions and preventing them, and then the changes in rules and how the fines that you can receive, especially in NFL, if you hit illegally or somebody gets a concussion because of your head, and then also the helmets and kind of the standard for the helmet. And then I went to the National Athletic Trainers Association website, NATA, which is the big athletic training thing. This is the site